Welcome back to Geekshow Arcade.
Combo breaker.
You got it. Yeah. Owen knows what I was doing.
Oh, man, did you not get so mad when you were like in the middle of your freaking Iceman? What was that guy that could turn into ice? Combo breaker.
Feels like Owen and Tony have
Sub-Zero.
seen every show that's ever been out, and they somehow keep up on everything. I don't know how you guys do it. You're my heroes.
I sacrificed my sleep.
Owen sacrifices his sleep. I don't have kids, so
Yeah.
it works out.
Yep.
Also, my wife likes to watch these shows, so it's not like I even have to hide it, and watch other lame stuff with her.
What's that
Like The
supposed to mean?
Bachelorette.
Have you guys watched that?
Actually, we do watch Bachelorette
You do? Oh, nice.
because it is just
Guilty
pure fodder to make fun of humans and their ridiculousness.
Did you watch
Yep.
the old guy, Bachelor?
Yeah, the Golden Bachelor. You
Yeah,
bet.
Golden Bachelor.
There wasn't as much to make fun of. That one was too like.
Are you kidding me? Like all of the old women just acting like
No, don't-
20-year-old.
They didn't really though. Not all of them.
Okay,
The-
Tony.
Some of them did.
Okay.
Some of them did for sure. But the problem with the Golden Bachelor was it was just so earnest compared to the young people Bachelor.
Yeah, they're like we've lived enough to know that we actually just want a real.
Yeah,
the
and I was like,
companion.
"Oh, this isn't as fun."
There's no. So here's the thing. Do you feel like number one, The Bachelor is a representation, a lifelike representation of what it's like out there in the wild?
I don't know, I've been in the
in the
wild
dating
for
world.
12 years.
I know. That's what, I as well. I'm like I'm peeking over the wall, going, "Ooh,
Yeah,
that's
is
what,
that
it's,
what
like.
it's like?
That's
Ooh.
that is apocalyptic. Like that. Like you look out over your compound wall where we have like a nice cultivated, still living, and then you look over and you're
As
like,
far as
that-
the eye can see, it's a hellscape.
yeah, it's like that is desolation.
Yep.
And I have no desire to do that. So I can't decide when I see those shows if that's a fair representation of what it's like, or if it's being
I'm sure it's
drama-
not
dramatized.
I'm sure it's not because of the situations they're put in for the production of the show and
Yeah,
everything.
right.
But I
'Cause they
still
do have
think dating right
producers
now
saying-
is probably a hellscape.
because they do have people, they do have producers and stuff pushing them to do
Oh yeah, for sure.
something nuts to make
100%.
ratings go up. Mm.
Yep. All right, this is not a show about The Bachelor,
But it could be.
See,
Yeah,
Could
it's
have
fooled
podcast,
me.
Tony.
but
it could be.
maybe it could be.
Geek Show Bachelor.
This
Coming
is
your
Geek
way.
Show Arcade, where we talk about video games and video game related things. And let's kick it off by introducing our panelists. Back this week from the dead, it's Lando.
Hey. I want to make a quick correction here live. I wasn't dead. I was very much alive and on vacation.
Mostly
Tony,
dead. There's a big difference between dead and mostly dead. And as we all know,
It's fair. It's a fair point. Yeah, I'm Lando, and I'm here, and I'm happy.
All right. We got next to Lando, the happiest guy on the panel, Jaren.
Hey, I'm Jaren.
I didn't say that sarcastic enough.
Jaron,
sorry.
does it hurt when you smile?
I smile all the time.
Try it right now.
It's
Try it.
usually when he's laughing at other people's pain. But yeah, it does happen
Oh.
quite a bit.
Are you the
It
evil
does.
villain of the show?
Oh, look at that smile.
I'm
doing it.
trying.
Beat that.
Yeah,
Can't
do it.
beat that.
You're doing it. You did it. Way to go.
Nailed it.
Yeah, I thought I could smile. Working out those muscles for the first time in
If I hit my head on
decades.
the wall, will it make you smile? Because that's what I feel would trigger a smile. Like my physical.
Yeah.
There it is.
He
See?
was thinking about it, and there it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. I like that.
All right, Owen. Hey,
Yep. Here I am. Still here. Still alive.
Thanks, boy.
despite
Catch
what his
me.
enemies may have tried.
Despite all of your attempts, Jared, I'm still here.
Hey,
And so who else is here? Our host. His name's
That's
Tony.
right.
Oh, yeah.
The horrors persist, but so do I. That's right.
The target remains.
Check me out on Twitter at QuadTTony or on any of the other Geek Show podcasts, recent ones. We have a good time on all those. They're a lot of fun. Emails. Do we have any of those?
yeah, we have a single one
Thank
email.
you for being specific.
How many?
I appreciate that.
Email from Johnny. Subject
Johnny.
line, Tony.
Whoa. 3 Tonys?
That's
This
a lot
is
of Tonys.
This is a triple T.
Almost a quad T, Tony.
It's almost.
Well, Tony is the first word of the actual subject line, or
So
the
there it is.
actual
We'll count it.
body of the email. All right, get ready for this. Tony, you did not beat Elden Ring. You used a mod to nerf the game.
He is 100% correct.
I've
I
been
made the
telling Tony he
game
hasn't beat Elden Ring for
No,
weeks now. Thanks,
but-
Johnny.
for a different reason. You said I haven't beat it because I didn't get all the bosses. The credits rolled.
That's true also.
I beat it. Nope. But he is
Jaron,
right.
did you play without mods, Jaron?
No, Jaron
At
did
some point,
not.
I did.
Jaron?
Oh, please. Okay, if you're going to say
For
that,
like
then sure, I
until
did
you
too
figured
for a
out-
few minutes.
Until you figured out the mod existed. Then you were
Jaron
like,
didn't.
no.
Jaron didn't beat it either. Then, so here we are.
I
Two guys that
defeated all
haven't
of the
beat Elden
enemies.
Ring.
I defeated all the enemies.
Two guys that had to cheat at Elden Ring right here.
Wow, Tony.
I think it made it.
You kiss your mother with that mouth?
Not anymore.
I think if you have to have it to make it playable, though.
That's
I
the thing
mean,
is, in my opinion, the mod fixed what was bad game design.
Okay, so what mod
that's
was
my
it?
opinion. Well, one of them was so that the game's frame rate can go over 60.
Okay,
and
so
then
necessity, basically.
yeah, exactly. And then the other one was it stopped the runes from being lost every time you
Every time
died.
yeah.
So they don't get
like
lost unless you
keep
die
inventory.
without picking them up
Right?
again.
Right?
Yeah,
Keep
to
inventory in
me-
Minecraft, right? Am I right?
Yeah,
To me,
it's-
that was about
You're wrong.
saving time so I could actually beat the game. Because
Yeah.
if I lost my runes upon death, I would have to go find them, waste time. Sometimes I'd lose them, which means I'd have to regenerate them again.
Well, and think about if you're
Ugh.
fighting a really big, nasty character semi early on, and you've got all these runes, and then you die, and you have to go back to where that bad character is to try and save your runes.
And he's boat guarding them.
exactly, and he's
And you just get killed
puppy guarding
again.
him. So
You know, I resent
think-
this whole conversation. As someone who played Hollow Knight, and this is a main component of that game, I'm totally against that.
Totally
it's
against
good.
that game design as well.
No, I love the
agree.
game design, and I
No,
think
no.
you guys should not cheat it. It's cheating. You guys have cheated, and you should.
crap.
It's bad, and you should feel bad.
It's terrible game design. It does not respect the player's time. That's the fact right there.
It gives you consequence to death. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you're playing Mario with unlimited lives. So, like, what's the point?
No.
You know what game is
that's the thing about that
amazing?
game. That game lets you still have many consequences for dying.
Celeste is an amazing game, 2D platformer.
Amazing game, love it.
No consequences for death. You just redo it over and over again
Yeah,
until
but the
you...
gameplay is hard enough. That's the
That's
reward.
Elden
Same
Ring.
with Elden
That's
Ring.
Elden Ring.
Well, now you got both.
And Ghost Runner is
So-
similar to that. No consequences to death, but it's so quick coming back to life, and it's just getting through.
I bet
it
you-
just makes it more fun, in my
I
opinion.
bet you the end boss. I probably played the end boss, the Elden Beast, and the one before that turns into the Beast. I can't remember that character boss's name. I bet you I attempted this. For me, that was the hardest boss of the game, and I'll bet you I attempted it 70 times.
Are you serious?
Dude, I was stuck. I was stuck hard.
Because he didn't go practice by beating all the other bosses, Jaron. So you were
yeah,
OP
I went at it early.
when you
I went
yeah.
at it when I wasn't as overpowered.
I don't remember the.
You weren't ready, Tony.
I don't remember the Elden Beast being difficult for me at all.
Yeah.
Oh man, it just wiped the floor with me over and over again.
Like even Millennia, I did it. Millennia Trump?
Melania.
Melania? Anyway, the hard one, I remember doing that in a single night. I was pretty proud of myself.
Yep. All right. Well, there you go. Thanks for writing in, Johnny. Was it Johnny?
Johnny. Yeah.
You
But
got
you're
it.
wrong. But thanks for writing in.
It's Johnny.
You muted.
You are
yourself,
totally
Lando.
right. You're totally right. I agree with the writer, Johnny, 100%.
All right. Let's talk about. Let's just jump into the Minecraft trailer. Let's get it out
Yeah,
of the
let's
way.
go.
You guys, what did you
So-
think? Okay, we watched it.
We watched it, and I think it is probably going to have a lot of funny sight gags, and so I'm
Yeah.
there for that.
Yeah.
It's a Jared Hess movie.
Oh, it is?
It's a Jared
Yeah.
Hess movie. Yep. So
Oh, dang it. My whole opinion just changed just
yep,
like that.
I'll see any Jared Hess movie. The fact is,
Jared
for me.
Hess and Jack Black together again?
again. Yep.
Oh, okay. Before I
And
knew
so-
that, I saw the trailer and I'm like, it doesn't look that great, honestly.
Now you can definitely tell that they're shooting for an age group that
Yep.
aren't the people that played Minecraft when it first came out.
Yeah.
Minecraft came out 13 years ago. So your average Minecraft player now is in their 20s or older.
Yeah.
And so they're shooting for the young kids again with this
Right.
game.
And there's
My
still
kids-
a lot of young kids who play it, right? I mean,
Exactly.
kid-
That's what I mean.
Oh, this game is
Tons.
recycled through. So you guys know probably I have prototype kids and I've got my production kids. And my prototype kids
Always makes me
also
laugh.
played Minecraft.
so good.
And my production children are also
Yep.
getting into and love Minecraft. And nothing about the mechanics of the game have fundamentally changed
Mm-mm.
from the
Yep.
beginning. They've
Hold
added
on.
things, whatever, but
Did
But-
your kids know you call them this, the prototype and production children?
no, they don't.
They do now.
They
No.
probably do now if they can figure out how to get the podcast to work.
And they're the prototypes.
They're the prototypes, so
You're
the,
safe.
the prototypes don't care. The prototypes are used to the 8 out of 10. So
So
prototypes an
the
upgrade.
productions will feel better than anyway about it.
Yeah,
so.
the productions don't even know what that term means. They're like, "Is production a good thing?"
Yep.
Yes, I don't test and prod anymore.
Wise.
I used to do that a lot. But yeah, so this game's being recycled, and my kids are stoked to see like this IP come to the theater.
Yeah.
And they're not even triggered. A lot of people,
A lot of people, but
A lot
I
of
think it's
people
the
are
older
being triggered.
generation that
Yeah.
played
The
it when it first
purists.
came out.
so
you know?
it's the Gen Z, they're the 22-year-olds right now. They're the ones that got into Minecraft when they were teenagers and it was new and it was awesome and amazing and holy crap. They're the ones
They're
that
too
are like
cool for it now.
they're
That's
saying
it.
they're
Too
saying
cool
we
for
fixed
school.
my daughter, who is my prototype daughter, so she's 20 and she is like the internet saying like we did it with Sonic, we can do it with this too. We got to fix this. We got to make them fix this. This is ridiculous.
I think
and I'm like,
it looks fine. Like,
yeah,
it looks goofy on purpose.
right.
Now
They're
the
like,
Sonic
this should
thing
be
was
animated.
just a straight
This
up
should be
miss.
animated
but-
and yeah, the teeth on Sonic, right? Wasn't that the thing?
Oh yeah,
Teeth?
creepy.
I never saw that.
It was
I'm gonna have
so
to go
bad.
find the picture, but I've never.
No. You don't need. Just go watch the Chip and
The
Dale's
original?
movie. No,
Oh,
go watch
yeah.
the Chip and Dale's
Oh, that's
movie.
a
Yeah.
great movie.
Which is a great movie in and of
Yeah.
itself, but they have old Sonic in that movie.
They do.
It's
Oh, that's
hilarious.
It's really
right.
funny.
Oh, so anyway, this trailer looks. I mean, spoiler. I mean, go watch the trailer. It's not a spoiler because it's in the trailer. But Jack Black is Steve in the
Wh-
trailer.
Which is really interesting because if you read online, there's a lot. He's getting a lot of hate right now.
Right now, he's
A
gonna because
lot.
Jack Black
Did-
has never gotten hate. What's the deal?
Well, he
It's
had
because-
something happen at
Overplayed
his
his hand?
concert. He had
Everyone
something happen
thinks
at his concert recently that
a lot of people
really
feel like he
controversial.
turned his back on his friend,
yeah,
on Kyle
like,
Gass.
yeah, like mid song. Like I watched
Well,
it, it was awkward
Yeah, and then
or mid concert.
mid concert.
Yeah, but I think I don't know.
and the thing is
it.
it was the next day, I think he posted this thing Jack Black did, about like, oh, I don't support what Kyle said. I feel like it was inappropriate, blah, blah, blah. And everyone's getting all butthurt about that. And, I don't know. I mean,
standing on principle, I guess.
Yeah.
His principles. I don't know.
And-
I didn't read. I don't know what Kyle said, and I don't know what.
what he said was it was his birthday. And so they brought a cake out with a candle on it. And he said, make a wish and blow out the candles. And it was the day of the assassination attempt. And he said, before he blew the candles out, he said, don't miss next time. And he blew the candle out. And everyone got, all up in arms about that, which, whatever,
So 50. If the polls can be believed, it's 47% of Americans went yay, and 48 went. Ugh.
And then the next day, Jack Black released
During
that,
the concert, it was awkward though because
yeah,
Yes,
he
it
didn't even
was.
know. He didn't know what to say. Like he's just like,
right at the concert.
oh.
He stopped the song. He stopped the whole thing. It was super awkward to watch. Anyway,
So,
but he's
anyway.
here. He is being crazy in the Minecraft trailer. So,
Yep.
I mean, he's like imagine Bowser from Mario, but without any red. Like Jack Black is so iconic and kind of pigeonholed into his character, like his crazy fantasy character, that he kind of comes off being the same.
Yeah, he doesn't even look like he's playing a character. He looks like
No.
he's just Jack Black in a movie.
If you
Like,
ever
if
watch
you've watched any of his YouTube videos
Yeah,
from
or
when he
his
did
TikTok-
Blinsky Games,
if you go follow him on TikTok during the COVID
Yeah.
calamity. He went bonkers
Just
during
making
COVID.
all kinds of
Like,
weird little videos
in
and
his underwear in the
Yeah.
backyard, complete like just hairy as the day is long. And anyway,
he's got that big beard still, you know.
yeah, his parents are like NASA scientists and stuff.
Really?
Wow, that's
Yeah,
wild.
his parents are super smart, like NASA engineers or something.
Yeah.
Don't quote me or fact check me.
Or fact check you. But yeah, I don't know. I hope that him and Kyle, figured their stuff out or whatever. I hope that it didn't cost him a friendship, because that would be pretty
Because
sad.
come on,
They've been
Tenacious
friends.
D.
They've been friends for decades.
Their Wicked Game music video spoof, funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, Tenacious D
Yeah.
as well with Dave Grohl. Like,
Well,
and
who
if
has
you-
his own controversy? We don't.
Yeah,
We don't
yeah.
need to get into today.
and let's just say there's a huge meme going on right now because he's in Mario and he's in these movies like Jumanji, and
well, this will be his
our
fourth video game movie.
Wow,
really?
really? That's crazy.
He's on-
Jumanji
Jumanji
2.
doesn't count.
Jumanji counts. It's
Not as a video
No
game.
way.
It's
It's not
a video
based on
game?
a video game.
I thought it was a
but
board
it
game.
is a video. It's a video game in this version.
Oh,
Oh,
that's true.
But it's not an
And then-
adaptation of a video game.
Mario,
I think it counts.
and
Mario,
Doesn't
and
and
then
then
this one.
Minecraft. Well, there's a whole bunch of
We're
people
going with
like
3.
I'm
there's a whole
counting.
bunch of people that are saying
four.
that you guys, this is not the same Jack Black we know, because and then on the song will cut in of the F or gently.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Like
that's the thing.
they're like you're growing up
But-
with completely different Jack Black than we grew up with.
And that's the case. The case is people change as they
Yeah.
age. People either mature or sometimes don't. In this case, it seems like
Maybe some
but-
backsliding, but
by the time, or at the time, I don't even know if Jack Black had kids and stuff. Now he does, and that'll completely change your outlook, I'm sure,
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
how you look at things. But anyway, enough about that. Back to video games. Let's talk about this. Everything old is new again, because that's the kind of world we live in. There are companies out there, we've talked about this a little bit before, but they are making new games for old formats. You can buy new
So cool.
Sega Genesis games. You can buy new Super Nintendo games, and they are
did they not have a patent on the form factor? Like, is it they're
might
not
have
violating?
expired by now.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
Maybe.
you can just build. You can get new games developed and manufactured and put in these cartridge formats.
EA
So
did
cool.
it. EA did it on the Genesis, back when the Genesis was still being sold,
That's true. You look at the EA games, and they have a taller cartridge on the Genesis.
with a little yellow tab.
Yep, with the yellow tab. And so these companies like Retrobit and Limited Run Games are doing these official releases of new cartridges on these old consoles.
But they can't use the same IP of their original games.
yeah, they're
right?
original games.
Yeah.
Well, there is a company named Evercade who has a few devices, and they are re-releasing old games on these multi-game cartridges for their kind of little custom consoles. But it's all been licensed and everything.
Yeah, they've
Like,
gotta
it's gone
have-
through the
yeah.
proper channels and all that.
Right.
But yeah,
Because
it's
like
just,
that's one of the
it's-
shadiest areas about video games and ROMs and old games is that like some of the games you want to get, you can't buy them anymore, and if you did, you have to pay like an exorbitant price, whereas the ROM is available online in
Yep.
ways that we're not going to talk about. But it makes it such a hard a temptation. You're like, I just want to play the game. Like software licensing and the IP for these really old, like almost abandonware games and stuff it's a really big gray area.
Yeah, and like for instance here, Limited Run Games is putting Doom 1 out on
Like the
Super
original
Nintendo.
Doom.
Original Doom on
Yep.
Super Nintendo.
Oh
Releases
man,
in 2025.
how long did you
and,
walk going down the walls checking for secret doors in
Oh, you got to
Doom?
go all the way down every wall.
Oh, very well.
And the thing that's kind of cool about these too is you have these cartridges that they can make. Not only can they make more advanced and better looking games than were made back when the consoles were new, because the hardware is like you can squeeze more out of it now that you know more about how the hardware works.
Yeah.
But you have situations like this where this Doom game has a new Super FX processor put in it.
Like
So
in the
that-
cartridge.
In the cartridge. And
Yeah.
so it'll run better than it would have been able
Yeah.
to.
So they
back
get to do
then.
stuff like increase the frame rate, smooth out the graphics and stuff,
Yeah.
or is it still come out?
I mean, it still looks pretty close to the frame rate's probably the biggest one that it'll help. Graphically, you might have more detail and stuff like that.
But they're keeping it true to the art form.
Oh yeah.
For that.
And the other thing that's cool too is back then the cartridges, if you wanted the game to be bigger, you had to buy a larger, like a cartridge with more memory in it, and that made some games prohibitively expensive, because the development company and the publisher didn't want to pay for the larger cartridge format, the larger memory in there, and so they had to cut things out of the game. But now that's not as much of an issue because that stuff is old tech and it's cheap, so you can make games bigger and longer on these cartridges. But yeah. I saw that. I thought that is pretty dang cool. And it's weird that it's 2024, and you can buy brand new games, brand new developed games for the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo.
I wonder how that competes against Steam and indie games like the online.
It's
because
boutique.
those are
it's boutique. It's much smaller.
Like Steam has a whole genre of that, like 8-bit games and stuff like that. Like they have that whole area. But I wonder if, like, cost wise, business wise, are they saving anything by distributing themselves? Like, are they able to do that and actually turn a profit, or like why not just release the game on Steam? Like, it doesn't have to play.
Oh, well,
because if it's a choice to keep the graphics the same, in whatever, then it's just an engine they're using, right? Why can't they just release it on Steam? Why do we have to get a cartridge?
Oh, they usually do both. There's a cartridge option for people that want to be able to collect it.
Oh, I see.
Collect the physical version of it.
I guess I just don't see the draw for physical media anymore.
Not really up Owen's alley.
No.
No.
So anyway, but it's fascinating. Apparently, cassette tapes are making a comeback.
Also, what a waste
these days. And my youngest sister is 17, I think, and she pulls out our dad's digital camera, a little Nikon Coolpix, and she's like, "Can you get this working for me? Everyone's using digital cameras now instead of their phones. It's so much cooler." And I'm like, "What?"
That's bonkers.
I've got a drawer of those.
Yeah, right.
Like when the cell phone cameras went past like 4 megapixels.
Yeah, who cares?
They
at that
outpaced
point?
all those digital cameras.
But yeah, it's fascinating. It's so weird. All right, let's talk about PlayStation 5 Pro.
The time has come to be disappointed.
Man,
I am.
I was on board. I was on board right till the end.
Even the event I thought was very
underwhelming.
short,
Yeah.
and things weren't explained well. Things weren't presented well.
They did a terrible case showcasing what makes the PS5 Pro cool.
They're like, look at these two different images, and it was a 1080p stream on
Low
YouTube,
bit rate,
which looked horrible. So you could not tell a difference between the two different images between PS5 Pro and PS5.
They totally fumbled this.
Oh yeah, they did. And so what they're saying is, quality mode on PS5 can now be at 60 frames per second on PS5 Pro. That's the main messaging. Going in a little bit of depth, I wish they would have gone more, but ray tracing is improved by, did they say 2x, 3x?
3 to 4x is what I think it said. I would bet more on 3.
Yeah.
More reflective shiny surfaces.
GPU power is increased by about 50% ish in that ballpark.
Yep.
And PSSR, PISR. It's called PlayStation Spectral Super
Resolution.
Something, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, it's PlayStation's version of DLSS or FSR2 or XeSS. And all that's cool. And I think I would be on board if it was priced similarly to what they did with the PS4 Pro at the time.
Yeah, so when the PS4 Pro came out, it came out at the same launch price as the regular PS4, and they dropped the price of the PS4. But not this time.
Which is the natural order of
exactly
old hardware. You drop it so you can get rid of your inventory.
So like this
new one.
really, really short video is only about 8 minutes to
Yep.
try to sell you on the PS5 Pro. To build it up in the very end with hardly any fanfare for the device itself, they're like $700.
And
So
it was
this
just
is for-
it was just a title screen,
Yeah.
$700.
Yeah.
They never even mentioned verbally the
Yeah.
price.
Read it.
It
We
gets
don't wanna
worse.
say it. We don't want to be quoted.
Gets
Yeah.
worse. $700 for all digital.
Yep,
You have to pay an extra $80 if you want the Blu-ray drive.
yep.
So if you're upgrading from the original PS5, which has a Blu-ray drive, it's going to be closer to $800.
I can't
They-
wait for
they
people to
couldn't-
just print it and supply the plastics, and you buy a Blu-ray drive on your own and plug it in. It's got to have
Ye-
the same.
It'll
Space
never work.
inside,
It's a
right?
proprietary connector,
Yeah, and it has to
Oh.
be
and then
Like-
serial
activated
yeah,
online.
it's
That's
serial
right.
matched to the online
Yeah.
activation.
Oh, okay.
Yep. What else? Oh yeah, and it doesn't include a stand if you want to
That's
do it
another
vertically.
$30.
Yeah. So
A
they're
vertical
really
stand.
they're really bending you over on this one if you want to get it.
So basically, they're saying that this Pro is for their PS5 is still selling well enough that this Pro is really just for the people that want to have the coolest little upgrades.
The only way they could have been more clear about it
Niche.
when
It
Mark
feels very
Cerny was
niche.
talking was if he would have just came out and said, this system is for the graphics whores out there.
Yeah.
If graphics is your number one desire when you're
Right.
playing a console, this is the one for you.
Because it upgrades the DLSS or PSSR or whatever. That's the
well-
main upgrade.
What? I just talked about the main upgrades, Owen.
I can't remember the acronyms, my guy.
It has PSSR, which
Yeah.
is your
It's
your
like
temporal
DLSS.
super
That's what I
super
said
sampling.
just seconds ago.
but
And then it has actual more powerful hardware
yeah,
with better ray tracing as well.
and it comes with a 2 terabyte built-in solid state.
There is
Instead of
that,
just
but
one.
storage is so cheap nowadays.
Yeah. And it still has the expansion slot too. So if you want to toss in another NVMe drive,
Yeah.
you can.
So my problem with this price is it gets dang close to gaming laptop territory. You
Right.
actually can get a gaming laptop for $800. If you spend like $200, $300 more, you can get a gaming laptop with a 4070 in it.
And
And
plus if
that's
you're-
more powerful than the PS5 Pro.
And plus,
Very
if you're
capable.
looking at all those, the stand, and you want the Blu-ray player, like
Yep.
if you're looking
Right,
at that
yeah.
stuff, you're getting even closer.
Exactly.
Or another controller. Add another
So-
controller on top of that. You know?
If you care about graphics, get a gaming laptop. You'll get better graphics, and it's a lot more versatile.
But you don't get those exclusives, though.
You get
do
them now.
two or 3
Oh.
years later.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
I mean, the best ones are out now, like God of War 2, that's coming out in a week or two. You
Yep.
have
you
Forza
got Horizon
Horizon
West, and
Forbidden West, not
not
Forza.
Forza. Is Gran Turismo on PC?
No, not yet.
No, not yet. So now there is something to be said for ease of use because it's still a console, still
Yeah.
very easy to use. You
Very
just
true.
plug it in and go.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
There's something to be said for that. And then also your backwards compatibility. You know, if you've already got a bunch of PS4 games and PS5 games, as long as they're not on disc, it'll play them right out the gate. And the PSSR stuff is automatic with all the games. It doesn't have to be patched in by the developer or anything like that. So it is a feature that will be automatically enhancing all the games you play. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's just I agree with Jaron. I think they screwed the pooch on the price. I thought they were going to do 600. When I read the rumors and everything on it, I thought they were going to go 600 and call it a day.
Even 600, I thought, would have been
600 is still steep for sure.
very steep. Yeah.
For sure,
would've
no
kept
doubt
it
about it.
550, I think, would have been the top of, okay, I could do that.
They couldn't,
But they would have to
couldn't-
lower the price of the PS5 to do that.
I was going to say, and they just raised the price
Yeah.
in Japan 2 weeks ago.
Right. Yeah.
So I was sure that it wasn't going to be under 600 after seeing that, but 700. Ugh. I don't know. I'd say though there's a non-zero chance that I'll be getting one at some point because I have a
Non-zero
problem.
chance.
Because I have a problem.
You know, Tony, admitting it's the first step.
Yeah, but if I don't go any steps past that, it doesn't
Accepting
do any
accepting it is the funnest
I see.
step, though.
good. If the first step is admitting and the second step is accepting, then I'm
You're
done.
already well
It's
into step
over.
3. Well into step 3, which is just rinsing and repeat. Like that's just
Yep. Pre-orders start on the 26th, and they will launch on the 26th of September. Launch on November 7th.
I don't think I want to get it, which is shocking to even me.
I'm not gonna try for a launch edition or anything like that. I can already tell you that right now. But maybe if I get gadget lusty around Christmas time,
That's true. I do get very bored with life and think, okay, what can I buy?
exactly. I need a new gadget.
I think that's going to be a drone for you, though, Jared.
No, you're right.
A Neo.
But
Yeah.
there'll be another chance
But
after
there'll be
that.
another time after that.
Oh,
yeah.
right. Because the
If
process just
GPUs come
repeats.
out the next time, then I'll be spared.
So there you go. There's the PS5 Pro announcements. We actually spent longer talking about it than the video was that announced it. So
That's funny.
there's that. Also coming from Sony, or at least a previous Sony executive, fellow named Chris Deering. I don't remember when he was the... Oh, it's because he was Sony Computer Entertainment Europe president. That's why I don't remember his name. I'm only familiar with the American and the Japanese ones. Anyway, so this is an interview he did this week on a was it a podcast or just an interview? Oh yeah, podcast. Simon Parkin's podcast, My Perfect Console is what it's called. And the topic of layoffs in the industry got brought up. And this is what Deering had to say. I don't think it's fair to say that the resulting layoffs have been greed, said Deering. I always try to minimize the speed with which we added staff because I always knew there would be a cycle and I didn't want to end up having the same problems that Sony did in electronics. Deering,
That's very smart.
That's a smart move. Now, Deering acknowledged recent layoffs at Sony, including the London studio, which was just completely sacked, but noted, if the money isn't coming in from the consumers on the last game, it's going to be really hard to justify spending the money for the next game.
Oh, but it's the leader's decision.
And he says,
Oh.
I think it's probably very painful for the managers, but I don't think having skill in this area of game dev is going to be a lifetime of poverty or limitation. It's still where the action is. And it's like the pandemic, but now you're going to have to take a few, figure out how to get through it. Drive an Uber or whatever. Go find a cheap place to live and go to the beach for a year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Wow.
But keep up with your news and keep up with it because once you get off the train, it's that much harder to get back on, kind of a thing. So, yeah,
Wow.
basically just how tone deaf is that? He's like, well, it wasn't greed or anything why we laid them off.
Yeah.
And also, if you were laid off, just go drive an Uber, dude.
Let them eat cake. Do you know?
Yeah.
You're lucky
governments
because you'll
been
have time to go to
beheaded
the
for that.
beach.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Just go to the beach
go to
for a
beach
year.
For a year.
It's not like
Oh
you
my
have
God.
What money?
responsibility.
he's
Yeah, it's not like
he's
you have
you guys are fine,
responsibilities
right?
or anything like
you guys
that.
are fine. I would just go to the beach for a year. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
Must
Wow.
be freaking nice.
Yep, exactly right. Let's see. He said, I presume people were paid some kind of decent severance package, and by the time that runs out, well, that's life.
Oh, that's live.
Yeah.
I love
God, I
love
hate this
the
guy
first-
so much.
I love the first part of that. I assume they were. I mean, I'm just talking out my butthole, but
I want to punch him right in the neck.
I bet they were
Oh, my
probably. What are they
gosh.
complaining about? I'm 9% sure they got a good severance.
Just
I'm
this,
9% sure.
That quote started off good, but got really bad.
Exactly. He started
Really
off it's like,
fast.
okay, this guy sounds like he's making sense. Oh no, there's the executive
Yes.
talk. There's the executive level empathy.
That sounds like a
Ah.
greedy. That sounds like somebody that might have made some money off that. Greedily.
Indeed. All right, Jaron, you want to give us a PSVR 2 on PC review?
Sure do. It's
do
been a
it.
journey, guys. I didn't think I would.
What kind of journey?
A
The one
journey.
where I
of-
got a lot of messages about how mad he was.
Yeah, so Jared,
With things
Jared
not
becomes,
working.
Jared goes down rabbit holes. Lando, I don't know if you've been through this, but this is a cycle.
I have not.
And when he gets his teeth into something, hours, days of his life vanish.
So here's
I
what I, want to
will
know. is
figure it
why
out.
Did, why
Yeah.
did you message Tony a bunch and not me?
You don't
You
have
I thought we were
anything-
friends.
You
You
don't
don't know what
know
you're
anything about PC gaming.
Yeah.
So you can still message me.
Like if he's just complaining
I thought we
about
were
frustration.
friends.
Hey,
It's just
Lando,
like, if he's
what
just
should I do
frust-
about this PC gaming problem?
Well, Tony,
Buy an
to be-
Xbox.
To be fair,
Easy.
To be fair, Tony, you didn't say that he was asking for help. He said he was just texting you to complain, and we're all
Well,
here for you.
I
to
stopped
complain
offering
to, Jared.
Jaren. Yeah, I stopped offering Jaren help anyway because he never listens to me. So
You never offer me help any time ever.
please, all I ever do is offer you help with PC gaming ideas.
I bet he figures it out like
and
Apple reinvents new
troubleshooting.
products. Apple reinventing new features is like Jaron figuring out the problems. Tony already told him. Tony did it years ago.
Anyway, I got the PSVR 2. It was $200 off, $350 versus the normal $550. And I think that's the only way I would recommend it is if you can get it cheaper.
Did you get it from eBay refurbished or something? Where'd you get
No,
it?
they had a
No.
sale
No,
for
they
like
had
a
a sale.
month.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Excellent.
So,
They-
like the device itself, once everything is up and working, 9 out of 10. It's awesome. Setting it up to make it work, 2 out of 10.
Oof.
It is horrible.
Not a lot
Horrible.
of documentation, or just poor documentation and
Poor
implementation?
execution,
Oh yeah.
which you don't think would be that bad when all you have to do is plug in a single cable and connect 2 controllers to Bluetooth on your PC, right? But no. So it requires Virtual Link, which NVIDIA doesn't support anymore after the 20 series graphics cards. If you have a gaming laptop with USB-C on it, that is not Virtual Link if it's NVIDIA. I tried it on my gaming laptop. It has to be Virtual Link. AMD has it on their GPUs, but there's a current bug with AMD where you can't go below 120 hertz. So if you try to do 90 hertz, it doesn't work. Anyway, setting that up, that's not too bad. You plug in the adapter to power. You plug it into USB. I wish it could get powered over USB because you're plugging it in anyway.
Yeah,
I
what
don't
the
know.
heck?
Yeah, I don't know. Then you plug a display port cable into it. So if you want to keep down the cables, this solution is not for you. And then after that, you pair the controllers to Bluetooth. You download the PSVR 2 app from Steam. It'll have you
steps.
Mm-hmm.
It'll have you update drivers on the headset. That's fine. Not too bad.
Man, I am so tired just listening to you go through this.
And this is if it works correctly.
Yeah. So the sticking point is the Bluetooth controllers. It is a hot dumpster fire of a situation they got there. You would think that, hey, Bluetooth, it's been around for decades,
Yeah.
widely supported. It
Yeah.
should just work, right? No.
You think so?
No.
Does Windows get confused trying to add more than one of the same device type?
You have to have very specific adapters for it to work. Sony itself recommends 2 USB Bluetooth dongles.
Separate, one for each.
One is a TP-Link, and everywhere on the internet's like, this doesn't work. Don't get the TP-Link. The other one is an Asus, and I read a lot of positive things about the Asus Bluetooth dongle. So I'm like, okay,
Which one did you get?
I got the Asus Bluetooth dongle.
Oh, good job. Did it work?
So I paired my controllers successfully. That was fine. I put on my headset. I pick up the controllers. The left one disappears immediately.
Well, that's not good.
And
That's
I
not
look
good.
I look at the controller, and the white light on it still says it's paired. It's not blinking or anything. And so I'm like, that's weird. Is this Bluetooth problems? This adapter should work. So then I'm like trying it with the right controller, and it loses connection like every 10 seconds. So I'm like moving it, and suddenly it just freezes in the VR view. Or I'm moving it, and it just disappears altogether.
Oh my gosh.
And so I look at it, I'm like, oh, that one's connected too. What the heck? So I read that you can plug the dongle into a USB 2 port instead, and that will work better. Tried that, didn't
Did it?
work. Tried it
Oh.
with a cable coming out the back of my PC. That didn't work. I tried putting the controllers right by the Bluetooth dongle, less than 6 inches away. Still no connection.
It's got to be that Bluetooth. So it's got to be the Bluetooth like lag, like the interval,
Or the connection in the
the
device.
broadcast interval or something.
And
So you figured it out.
I felt defeated. I told Tony, I'm returning this piece of crap.
Yep.
Next morning, I woke up and I thought, this was $200 off. I don't want to return this. Maybe I won't get it on sale ever again. So then I got a PCIe.
That is peak Jaren thinking right there.
Yeah. So I got a PCIe Wi-Fi adapter, which has Bluetooth built into it. You know, the kind where you plug into the PCI slot and
Yeah,
it has
right.
cables on the back. I read that people had good experience with this, so I got it, tried it. Now, this next part was all Jaren being an idiot. It took me like, I don't know, 8 hours to figure out what's going on, and it's because I didn't read the instructions, and I was being an idiot. Anyway, once that was working,
I feel you, buddy.
Works amazingly. Stays connected. Things stay connected. Like there's no discernible lag to me when I'm in VR world.
So your Asus Bluetooth dongles just
the PCIe one solved the problem.
The TP-Link PCIe AX3000, I think it's called, solved it. So I would recommend, if you want the PSVR 2 for PC, if you have giant antennas coming out the back of your motherboard, it might work. Try it. You might have to return it. I don't know. If it doesn't work, get a PCIe Bluetooth adapter, and then it could work beautifully. Notice how I said could, because in Sony's own documentation, they even say, we cannot guarantee operation with these Bluetooth adapters. Like,
Jeez.
what, WTF, man?
We found out some guys on GitHub had figured this out, so we're actually marketing it now. But
Reddit said these ones were good, so give those a shot.
Yeah. So we want to make money and market this as working on PC, but we're just going to tell you straight up, it doesn't work very well.
But now that everything is set up, all I have to do is plug one cable into that virtual link port, press 2 buttons on my controllers, and everything connects.
All I have to do.
How does it play? Like
now that everything's set up and I figured everything out, it plays beautifully. The headset itself is amazing.
Okay.
It's extremely comfortable, so much more comfortable than anything Oculus or Meta.
Yeah,
or
I was gonna
Facebook
say I've got a Quest 2 still, so that's my baseline.
Yeah. So it's like a Halo style band. And it comes down, over your face. So like the weight is distributed very evenly on your head. It doesn't give me any headaches. And what's cool is has a button where you can slide the goggles in and out. So if you have glasses, it's much easier to get them to fit.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's nice.
A headset. It has on the fly pupillary distance, IPD. Has on the fly IPD, and it gives you like a little heads-up display when you change it, so you know exactly what IPD it is.
So you don't have to because that's the thing. Like when my kids will mess with like the IPD, then I'm like, wait, where was it?
Yeah, yep.
Nice.
And this is mechanical IPD, not software, so it's actually good IPD adjustment.
Nice.
The colors are so good. I got back into Half-Life Alyx, and oh man, that game is amazing.
Is that the one with the head crabs?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's wrong with you? You were terrified the first time you went.
Yeah.
And he's terrified the second time.
And now you got it. Now you got it in better quality. I don't know about you, Jared.
Two nights ago, I was in a train with 2 headcrab zombies coming towards me, and I was like running out of ammo. Then my wife touches me on my arm.
Did you hit her?
I scream. I scream
Oh,
like
no.
a little girl. I scream loud.
Woke the kids up.
And I was in the basement. But the quality of the display is amazing. The only downside, and this is why I would give it a 9, assuming you take out the setup completely out of the equation, is because since it's OLED, it has the Mura effect. The Mura effect is for OLED displays when each pixel, when it's showing the same color, it's not exactly the same color. So from a zoomed out view, what you see is graininess on the entire display. And this applies to all OLED displays, even the brand new M4 iPad. But once you see it, you don't unsee it.
Does it apply to the QD OLEDs?
Well, the thing is, like with TVs, you're far enough away where you can't really see the variance of that. You can only notice it if you're like extremely close, and
Like
since
a
it's a
VR
VR headset, it's very close to your eyes.
Yeah.
And so, like, it's like wearing dirty glasses, so you could see through that onto the display, but what you see is graininess on what feels like glasses over your eyes. But that has bothered me on other OLED displays in the past, but I have gotten over it on the PSVR 2, so if I can get over it...
Hang on a second.
I think
Mark your
everyone can.
calendars, everybody. Jaren got over a visual issue from one of the screens that he owns, and that's never happened before.
But
people
Am I sick?
can grow, Tony.
I've gotten
People
over
can
it
grow.
because like the display image quality is so good, It's very sharp. The colors are amazing. Lights actually look like lights rather than just a video game light, because there's like fall off of the actual light in the panel. It look like they're glowing. Colors are much better than in the Quest 2. So I really like the experience. I would recommend it if you can get over that setup hump.
And find it on sale.
Well,
And find it on sale.
Jaron did the troubleshooting, so you don't have to.
That's right. Just go
Yeah.
straight for that
That's what he gets there.
TP link.
If
Seriously,
you think
just
Bluetooth
bypass
problems can't happen to you, they will.
Yeah.
They will.
Just go straight up for the. If you've got an extra PCIe slot, just fire it up.
That's right. Cool. Well, there you go. 9 out of 10 or 2 out of 10, depending on which side you're looking at.
Well, the 2 out of 10 part's over for me, so now it's just 9 out of 10.
Gotcha. All right. We'll do a little quick lightning round with our last 2 articles here. Mine's a quick one. Rockstar wanted to use a song from the British synth pop band Heaven 17 in the new Grand Theft Auto 6. And this is the lead singer or the one of the founding members reported was offered to him to use one of their songs. It says, I was recently contacted by my publishers on behalf of Rockstar Games about the possibility of using Temptation on the new Grand Theft Auto 6. Ware said, the guy's name is Martin Ware. Naturally excited about the immense wealth that was about to head my way, I scrolled to the bottom of the email for the offer. It was $7,500 for a buyout of any future royalties from the game forever.
Yeah.
To put this into context, Grand Theft Auto 5 grossed, wait for it, $8.6 billion.
Holy crap.
That's more than maybe they forgot a B on that 75.
But wait, think of the exposure. Go F yourself.
Yeah. But your portfolio.
Yeah, exactly.
I got into a whole band because of Grand Theft Auto 5.
Which band?
Oh my gosh, I just suddenly
Wait, when did you play when did you play Grand Theft Auto 5?
I didn't, but
that's what I don't get.
They were it was because of Grand Theft Auto 5. There's an article I was reading, like, that is a good song.
Well, there you go.
Twin something.
Never.
Oh my gosh, I can't think of this stupid Twin Shadow. There we go.
So yeah, it was and he clarified later it was $7,500 for each of the riders on the song, which would amount to $2,250. But still, when you think
not good enough.
No, not even good enough.
Not in perpetuity.
No. And so he counter offered to them with $75,000, but they allegedly rejected his counter offer.
They knew.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I just thought that was funny. Like, hey, we want to use a couple of your games, one of your songs in our game that is going to sell in the hundreds of millions eventually. Can we have it for $7,500?
No, you may not.
Is that good?
Like,
no, it's not.
And be like, somebody had to make that choice somewhere and go, just lowball, see if they take it. Like,
yeah,
that'd be sweet if they did. I mean, can't make a shot if you don't take a shot.
Never hurts to ask.
Worst thing they'll do is say no. Well, not quite. They'll say no and go F yourself. So
and then share it publicly.
And then share it
to
publicly.
show how much
to shame you.
To show how much cheapskates you are.
Exactly. So anyway, I thought that was pretty funny. All right, Lando, let's talk about the only game you play, Balatro.
Mark your calendars, ladies and gentlemen. Mark your calendars. September 26th. It's a Thursday.
This is what I said I would do.
This is the day that all productivity is gone. Like, it's just out the window. This is the day in which Balatro, the best game in the world, in my opinion, one of the best games. It's a great game. It's a good game. It's a good game. It's a good game. Buy the game. Get the game. Play it now. Don't wait. But once it comes out mobile on September 26th, it'll be the best game. I'm so stoked. It is being released on mobile September 26th. That's
What's
it.
on
That's
now?
the tweet.
Where's it at now?
So you can play it on
consoles.
everything else but mobile.
What platforms? Is it going to be on Android?
It's on my
and
phone.
iOS?
I don't care. It's on my phone. I don't care what else it's on. It's on my phone.
I want it to be on iPad. I want to play it on my iPad.
Oh, I think it's on. It's coming out on Apple Arcade, so it'll be on iPad.
Okay, cool. Well, there you go. I said I'd play this game when it came out on mobile. I'm
Yep,
stick
couple
to it.
weeks. Couple weeks. You're gonna love it.
Cool.
Mark
All
the
right.
calendar. Don't expect to get anything else done that day. Like it's gonna be a bad news. Either that or Tony, don't play it till the evening, so you can play it all night long and then sleep the next day. And you're still gonna miss a day at work.
It's
Sorry.
that good. It's that good.
I think so. Yeah.
Wow.
We'll see. We'll see.
I don't know.
All right. That is the end of today's episode. Thank you so much for making it this far and downloading us. Before we go, big shout out to our awesome Patreon backers, patreon.com/helpdeskarcade. If you donate $6 a month or more, you get a shout out, which Jaron has for us right now.
Thank you to David Broshinsky, Aaron Faulkner, Connor Keeson, Wolfball Tony. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Jason Eatman, Mies Chonies, Mountain Balls, Grand Master of Death Kwon-Do, BV8-year-old Michael Shane, Tony the Home Theater Geek, Travis Johnson by Geekshow Arcade, Help Desk stickers at Pieman Graphics on Etsy. All proceeds go to Lee George K's medical bills. Jeremy, No Name No Color, Kesslo, Eric Steinman, Eric Cruz, the in-between rating plus 15. Matt Nelson, DP, Wesley, Adam, Stuart Lloyd, The Problem with Society is Meatballs is Tasty, and Ryan. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Patreon backers.
You're the best.
You are the best.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll see you next week. Until then, Owen, take us out.
Hey, we hope you care.